Hello everyone, I'm Craig Forist, and this is Keeping and Breeding the Electric Blue Jack Dempsey. So who am I? I'm Craig Forist. I grew up in Michigan. I attended Michigan State University where I received a bachelor's in chemical engineering. I have two golden doodles and approximately 33 fish tanks. I've kept and bred fish for the last 17 years. The first fish I bred was the Labrador Chromis Carelius, or the electric yellow lab. Currently, to date, I've bred approximately 20 species. I have also, in the last 3 years, I added saltwater to my aquariums, and that's really taken off. Because of that, I actually built a fish room. It's a 10 by 16 shed, and started a Facebook page for it called Watershed Aquatics. What makes me a good resource on this particular subject? I've been uniquely fascinated by the electric blue Jack Dempsey since I saw my first electric blue in 2006 at Pru's Pets. Since that time, I've kept and raised and bred three of the four color morphs: the standard, the gold, and the blue. I've yet to be able to breed the platinum Jack Dempsey. Pictured below, I have two of my fish. One of them was an electric blue, the other one an electric pink or platinum Jack Dempsey. So I figured I'd go through my journey and then describe a little bit about some of the other items as we go on. So I got my first one in 2006. This fish had a lot of the common issues. Now that I look back, it had bulging eyes, it had a sunken belly. It really wasn't a healthy fish genetically. It only lasted 6 months before it died. I believe it died from internal parasites. It ended up with the infamous white poo. In 2008, I started breeding standard Jack Dempseys. I did this in my apartment with my roommate. This was the first time that I actually deliberately bred them and kept them alive. I kept hundreds of them alive and ended up eventually turning those into my local fish store. I tried again in 2009 with the electric blue. I bought three electric blues from the Pet Connection that's no longer around in Livonia. I bought three large blues. Two of them died like almost immediately. One of them caught himself between the divider and the rock, and the other died of natural causes. I was able to keep one of them alive. It ended up being a female electric blue. She bred multiple times, or at least laid eggs multiple times. That was then fungused and never really were able to get to the point where I had fry from her. After several failed attempts, the male finally got sick of it and it ended up being too rough with her and she died. In 2016, I purchased gold blue jeans off from eBay. They've bred multiple times. I've had all kinds of different fry come out of the batch, predominantly gold, but I was never able to get the platinum from them. In 2018, I tried with fish bought off Aquabid from Tarmac. I bought several blue jeans and several platinum Jack Dempseys. The blue jeans have bred and produced electric blue offspring for me. In 2019, I began trying to create the platinum Jack Dempseys. You can actually see one of my blue jeans and a gold female pictured. I still have both of these two. My breeding didn't go quite as planned. I did end up losing my uh, other pair of gold jacks that had the blue jeans. I was planning on being able to use those to breed the platinum. I did notice that through breeding the fish and raising the fry that uh, having started to culture my own live food has really improved my ability to keep the fry going, especially at the smaller size, and really be able to get some of the electric blues to actually survive. My current stock is gold gene fry. I have about 12 of these, two electric blues, a gold male, and six blue gene jacks. This is everything that I need to make another run at producing the platinums. So I'm gonna try again. So I wanted to address there's a myth out there that the uh, electric blue Jack Dempsey is a hybrid and not a naturally occurring color morph. This has actually been proven to be untrue. Jeff Rapps commissioned DNA testing that confirmed that electric blue Jack Dempseys are 100% a color morph and not a hybrid. I actually included the link that shows the entire gene sequence so you can go and verify for yourself. Anyway, so now I'm going to go into the origin. The original pair is said to have been discovered in Honduras by Hector Lizardo. He received the breeding pair from a friend. He subsequently bred that pair several times before he started getting fry. Around 20 days into breeding, he started noticing that some of the fry were not flourishing. They were weak or sick, and so he scooped out 4 or 5 that had been beaten up. The bean fish were much paler in color. He noticed issues for several days before he realized that it was about a quarter of the entire batch that was having this issue. So he removed those all, put them into another tank. After doing that, a few weeks later, the pale color began morphing into this bright turquoise blue that we know today as the electric blue. So basic information about keeping the just Dempseys in general. Temperature around 75 to 78. The electric blues, it's better to keep them a little bit warmer to help ward off some of the parasites. Slightly hard water, neutral pH. They get, I've seen personally between 9 and 14 inches. I've seen other places where they say 10 to 15, but around there. They can get quite large. Tank size, I've kept and bred them multiple times in 40-gallon breeders. Certainly a larger tank is better. They're standard recessive genes, meaning the fish has to receive 2 sets of the recessive gene in order to produce an electric blue fry. I used the most common cross, which is the blue gene, meaning that it's a carrier that do not express the color. I showed that in the Punnett square up to the left, showing that you'll receive about 25% electric blue Jack Dempseys from a blue gene cross with a blue gene. Continuing the genetics, the gold genetics are similar to the blue, and platinum fish requires both sets of recessive genes, both the gold and the blue. Common names for the different genetics are as follows. You got the blue gene, the electric blue, the gold gene, the gold, the blue and gold gene, the platinum, and then your standard. Moving into breeding, Jack Dempsey's readily breed, though there are ways to induce them to breed. Um, while standard Jacks show sexual dimorphism, the blues haven't been documented to have any known differences aside from venting. Uh, I have some pictures here of one of my males and one of my females. These are both blue genes. Obviously, they look exactly like standards. You can see that the male, the spangling stops uh, right at the bottom of the gill plate. The females goes all the way down, and it's called the blue beard. Jacks will lip lock and tail slap with potential mates to test their mate. They will also do this with members of the same sex to establish dominance, so it's important to watch them when introducing potential pairs to ensure that they don't kill one another. Jack Dempseys are egg layers. They will select an area, they'll clean it prior to spawning. It is suggested that you have sand or small gravel substrate. However, I've done bare bottom and it works really well. It helps keep everything clean with just terracotta pots for them to spawn in. Generally, the female will select a flat slate, or even the side of the tank to lay her eggs on. She'll begin cleaning it and entice the male over. The ways that breeding can be encouraged, you can actually place a mirror on the edge of the tank and the male will try to fight it. This will help induce spawning. You can put a divider in and have males on either side of it and a female on either side, so that the pair thinks that they're protecting the clutch from them and will end up spawning. You can do water changes. You can move the decorations around. There's a lot of just changing their environment somehow really seems to be something that sets them off. This is just a picture of one of my blue jean jacks with her clutch. The females will deposit eggs and the males will follow behind her, fertilizing them. The clutch can be from a few hundred to a couple thousand, depending on the size of the parents, and also the distance between times that they've bred. Eggs take approximately 3 days to hatch. Here's my gold male with a blue jean female sitting on eggs, and then stripped fry. I didn't have any pictures of just the stripped fry or the wigglers. So this is actually courtesy of Yankee Jack from Monster Fish Keepers. So wigglers. The Dempseys will move the newly hatched fry several times to protect them from predators. The fry will begin free swimming after another 3 days. Once free swimming, that's when I normally will remove the parents. It's a lot easier than catching all of the fry. That does two things. It makes sure that the parents aren't going to eat the fry, and it makes sure that the parents can start eating more and get back to trying to breed again. Separating blues. The electric blues should be separated from the blue jeans as soon as possible. Obviously, the blue jeans grow faster and are more vigorous, so it's important to get them separated as soon as possible so that the blues will actually be able to survive. I've found that between 3 and 4 weeks you can determine the color. I borrowed another picture from Yankee Jack. Here it is, where you can actually see about 4 week old fry, and you can see the different color patterns. Can you tell which ones are the blues and which ones are the blue jeans? You can see the blue jeans and the electric blues. Um, you can definitely see a difference in their color pattern. A lot of more uh, broken stripes on the electric blues, and they're lighter. So raising fry. The fry are able to take baby brine shrimp immediately. I feed baby brine, I feed fairy shrimp, I feed banana worms. Anything that's small enough that can get in their belly and fatten them up, I'm feeding it. The EBs are highly susceptible to disease until they reach about 3 inches. Um, Not sure why that is. It's just that seems to be the mark where if you can get them to past 3 inches, they seem to be all right. Common diseases for the electric blues. The biggest one is internal parasites. If you go on any of the websites, they're going to be talking about the white stringy poop. This is also fairly common in discus. The other one is ick. It's obviously common, but it's harder to see because of the patterning on the fish, and then it can blend in with them being so light. Any questions? And I also wanted to show my references and give a special thanks to Yankee